Hey everybody, this is Retro Gaming Ninja. I wanted to come back and give you part 2 of our Famicom teardown and cleanup. I have some parts that I've ordered online. I've ordered a RF cable and also a power supply, and I've got a Mario game coming in so that we can test this unit. But tonight what we're going to do is we're going to take it apart, get it down to the shell, look at the motherboard on it, look how it's constructed inside, and see what we got to do to get it cleaned up. I am also going to be looking into retro brighting this unit, actually trying to get this yellowing off and get it back to more of a white color. Alright, with that being said, let's get started. Now these controllers, as I mentioned before, do not come off, so we're just going to move them out of the way. And we're going to turn it over, and there are 6 screws that we are going to remove from the Famicom, 3 on each side. Of course, this part I will end up fast forwarding 3/4. Alright, we got those 6 screws out. Now, unlike the Nintendo, the NES, you're actually going to work from the bottom down with the Famicom. With the NES, you would flip it over and take the top clamshell off. That is if you're using the clamshell one. So here we go. Oh my word. Look at that. Well guys, I can safely say that this unit has probably not been opened in 30 plus years. Which is a good thing and a bad thing. If you can see, look at the dust in here. That is disgusting. Alright, so that's the bottom part of the clamshell. We're going to set that to the side and get that cleaned up. Here's what the inside of the Famicom looks like, guys. I like the way the Famicom is actually constructed. Your controller port cables come down and they run through here, and they are actually connected to the board with these 2 plugs here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 screws that hold this board on, and this is the RF and power board. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 that hold this on. This board is connected to this power board by a flex ribbon right down here. So when we get this undone, we're going to go ahead and take this undone so they both come out, and then we're going to unplug these cables and see what underneath looks like. So more than likely, more fast forwarding while I unscrew these. I don't know if you guys heard that, but if you listen, you can tell that these screws have never been out of this unit. You ready? Here we go. Here at the top, that means they were originally tightened, and then this is the first time that they've been broke loose from that board. Also a good sign, but could also mean that this thing has kicked the dust because it's been played so much for so long and never looked at. Alright. That is our last screw. So dusty. It's ridiculous. Alright. Going to lift up here, undo the controller cables from around, and undo this controller cable here. And basically the card slot will come up with this. The power board will try to come out as well. Turn it sideways here so I can get my hand under it. Pull these cables, these controller cords up. Free those. Those are freed. Now we have this power cable here, which we're going to undo. This power cable here goes to the power button right here. I'm going to go ahead and take this power button off. It's got 2 screws in it. Let's see if you can see that. So I'm going to take this guy off here, that way it comes out in one piece. Power button should just lift right off. Okay. And now the motherboard should come out with no problem. Alright. Alright, here's the bottom part of our clamshell. We're going to take the power button out, just lifts right out. Take the reset button out, lifts just right out. That right there, I don't know if you can see it. Focus. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is one dead Japanese spider. This thing is beyond dirty. Alright, next thing we're going to do is we're going to release the spring. You just simply pull this back. It's right here. I don't know if you can see that, but it's got a little hook that spring's on. Right here. And we're going to take and focus. We're going to take and undo the hook right here. Just like that. Zoom out. So the spring will come off with your slider. And you can tell that slider is disgusting. So I will take the spring off here as well with the slider. There you go. And I'll keep track of it over here. So we're going to clean this slider up too. I don't know if you can tell this will look. That's filthy. Alright, so that's just about everything I'm going to get taken off. This tray here, I don't want to try to take this lid off. You would basically try to bend it a little bit, but this thing is so old and that's going to be so brittle that I'm not going to jack with that. The jack button, you could do the same. It has these little feet in here. Let's see if you can see this. See that little foot right there? It has this little foot right here that you would push in on both sides. And then that jet button would come out for there. I'm not going to do that either, simply because, well, I'm going to do that, but I don't want to. You have to push in on it here and here and pray that this thing is not so brittle that it snaps. Yeah, that thing is so brittle, I'm pretty sure I'm going to snap in there if I'm not careful. There you go. There's your eject button. And the reason I'm taking that off is because I need to clean this underneath here. See the dirt in there, and get this retrograded as well. Alright, there's our shell. Ready to go for cleaning and retrograding. We're going to put that off to the side. Let's take a look at this motherboard. First thing I'm going to do is just lay it out here for you. And look at how dirty this thing is. I don't know if you can see all this, but look at that. Watch this. Do you see that? Got a lot of cleaning to do. Anyway, being careful not to flex this ribbon too much because this is soldered on. This is your power and your RF comes into here. These caps are not leaking because there's so much dust you'd be able to see it if it was leaking. This needs to be thoroughly cleaned out. Look at the dust in there. These chips need to be cleaned. We'll clean that up with a toothbrush and some alcohol. The cap is not swollen. And then we'll clean up the cartridge slot as well. Now we're going to unplug you can just pop these off. Everything is so tight on here because it's, you know, 30 years and nobody's even been inside this unit since it's been manufactured. Alright, so those come off. I mean, look at the dirt on that. So we'll get the motherboard cleaned up, front and back. And then we got some testing to do. You know, I thought it was rusted to begin with, but the RF doesn't look too rusted. I don't see any rust or corrosion really on the board or on the power board. I mean, this tin here is a little stained and rusted, but that'll be okay. Alright, so there's the motherboard. What we'll do is, I'm looking at trying to find some replacement shells for controller 1 because it is just scratched and it's gnarly. We'll tear these down in a different video and get these cleaned up. If we can get a replacement shell, we'll replace those as well. So that is the teardown of the Famicom, and I will say this thing is horrifically dirty, and I have got my work cut out for me. I don't know if this thing will ever be any shade of white ever again, but you see the dust blowing around on my table. That is ridiculous. I probably should have a mask on. And look at my fingers. Okay. Alright, well, this is Retro Gaming Ninja. As always, thanks for watching this video. Give me a like if you like it. Leave me some feedback, positive or not, it doesn't matter. I need to get some feedback from you guys so I can learn and grow this channel. And tell me what you liked about this video and what you didn't. Alright, we'll see you guys next time.